Mr. Fairplay! Is it not the case that you claimed in your testimony to have seen something you never in fact saw? An devious attempt to annul your debt of 20 guineas to the defendant. Go! Go! It's not edible, really. It doesn't... Okay, it's fine. Like a little chipmunk or woodpecker, whatever. Alright, welcome back. Hey, everyone. We're back for some more Grease Journey. It's light here. What was going on? Hold on. Okay, yeah, the witness was lying. Or not lying, he saw blood on both hands, but then we presented a glove and it was like, it's only on one hand. Anyways, let's continue on. But is that really the case? Mr. Naruhodo? We had some evidence to explain why Mr. Fairplay might be lying. It could turn the tide in this trial completely. Something to show this man has a compelling reason to lie in his testimony? Huh. Do we have anything? Hold on. Maybe he's in here. We didn't examine this, which we should have. This portfolio must contain all sorts of secrets of London's gentry. Oh dear. Do you really think we ought to look inside? Well, it's not as though we know any of London's gentry personally, is it? Apart from our great detective friend, perhaps. Sholmes, come back. Actually, I wonder... I assure you we will not find Mr. Sholmes' name inside. Well, let's see what we find. Alright. Gosh, it's crammed full of gentlemen's names, isn't it? Well, I suppose they're probably not all gentlemen at all, are they? After all, not everyone in this country is well off. Ah, goodness! What is it? Look at this! Do you see the name here? Bruce Fairplay. Did that mean something to me? It does sound strangely familiar, actually. Bruce Fairplay, the witness testifying at this very moment. Oh yes, of course, the baker. Why is his name in here? Ah, he borrowed 20 guineas, did he? And look, the repayment date is fast approaching. It's possible that this is just a coincidence, of course, but this could be very useful information. There we go. I keep forgetting that that's a thing. I really ought to be checking all the evidence that we got. Okay, yeah, his name is in there. Okay, perfect. Now we have the evidence we need. I have evidence, I tell you. My lord. Yes, counsel? The defense is ready to present evidence. Hey, Jove, are you sure? No, I'm not. I'm just lying, you know? I'm bluffing. Yes, evidence that will clearly demonstrate why Mr. Fairplay had a reason to lie in his testimony. Oh! Please stop chewing your freaking stick. It's not a toothpick. Very well. I hereby call on the defense to present its evidence. The evidence that demonstrates a motive for the witness's alleged deception of the court. Why, it's this thing, of course. This is a list of the debtors who owe money to Mr. Begilded. Yes, a list of innocent victims crippled by the accused's extortion. The point is, among the names of these debtors is your name, Mr. Bruce Fairplay. What? Mr. Fairplay, are you currently indebted financially to the accused? Isn't that what we just said? No, well, it's barely worthy of being called a debt. According to this ledger, you owe 20 guineas. Not an inconsiderable sum of money, wouldn't you say? Well, what of it? Let's suppose Mr. McGilded were to be found guilty of murder. What would become of your debt in that case? These documents state that the loan agreement is forged between two individual parties. Therefore, for the creditor, the defendant here, to be sentenced to a capital punishment, all outstanding debts which were owed to him would be annulled. They would cease to exist. Cease to exist? Mr. Fairplay! Is it not the case that you claimed in your testimony to have seen something you never in fact saw? In a devious attempt to annul your debt of 20 guineas to the defendant. Go! Go! It's not edible, really. It doesn't... Okay, it's fine. Like a little chipmunk or woodpecker, whatever. Order! Mr. Bruce Fairplay. Yes, my lord. Let me ask you again. And be aware that your answer may have most serious implications upon your future, sir. Grr. Did you or did you not see the precise moment in time at which the defendant is alleged to have thrust a knife into the victim? Stop! Poor teeth. Your silence speaks volumes. You did not tell the truth in your testimony. Alright, now let's make a melodrama out of this. Perhaps I did overstate the truth a pinch. A pinch? But it makes no difference. I definitely remember seeing blood on Mr. McGilder's hands, both of them.
Objection!
And yet, only one of the defendant's gloves, which we have here as evidence, is stained. So you keep saying. I wonder if I might be allowed to speak, sir. Go ahead, Mr. First. Well, the thing is, I think I remember seeing it myself, as it happens. Seeing what? The blood, sir. On the assailant's hands. I think... Yes, Mom was sure that it was on both of his hands, not just one. But... What? How? That must hurt his poor back. It would appear that we're going to need further testimony from all you witnesses. This time, I would like to know precisely what you did and what you did not see. Do I make myself perfectly clear? Yes. He finds that stick really edible. Mr. Naruhodo, isn't good news. The course of the trial seems to have shifted slightly at last. Yes. I might finally have a chance to turn things around here. Alright, here we go again. What they really saw. There was blood on both hands of the assailant. I sincerely and distinctly remember that. However, I suppose you might say that I didn't see the exact moment the stabbing transpired, if that matters. I remember seeing the knife, and I remember seeing both of the attacker's hands with blood on them. I didn't actually see anything myself. No, not until I heard that scream. Anyway, the fact remains, there can't have been anyone else inside that carriage, or we all would have seen. Oh, interesting. Well, lo and behold, in truth of fact, not one of you was witness to the crucial moment to the crime that was perpetrated. I apologize, my lord, but honestly, there was no one else inside that carriage, and the man's hands were covered in blood. Sir, that much of criminal evidence is tantamount to saying we saw the man do it. Okay, leave your stick alone, dude. That's really not what testimony is about. Let us examine the interior of the omnibus once more. The victim's fresh blood is clearly visible on the seat, corroborating the witnesses' accounts. In other words, there is no substantial nor significant change in the facts of the case. Very well. Your cross-examination, please, counsel. Yes, my lord. I don't think I saw anything contradictory, so I think I'll just press.
Hold it!
No, the evidence tells us otherwise. We have the gloves that the defendant was wearing on the night in question in the court record. Well aware of that, sir. Nevertheless, I know what I saw, and I stand by it. The man had blood on both his hands. He's defiant, even in the face of hard evidence. He is steadfastly refusing to admit that he might be mistaken about what he saw, but why? Your reasoning is dire. Oh. One hand or two, the salient point remains unchanged, and it's after the grim crime the victim's blood dripped guiltily from the accused fingers. I mean, there could be a reason for it. You never know, jeez. If that matters, it does matter that you didn't see it. Don't try to downplay this. Whether or not you saw the exact moment of the crime is a matter of fundamental importance, as well you know. But crying out loud, we all know that no one else could have possibly have done it. I was just trying to save us all some time. No. You have a loan of 20 guineas outstanding with the defendant, do you not? Had you hoped to release yourself from that financial burden, it's a question, not like a statement. Had you hoped to release yourself from that financial burden by ensuring the defendant was found guilty? That's not entirely not what I was hoping for. I just lost a little guinea, or 10, but I backed the wrong horse in the derby. That's all, Gur. I was might even it all back. There's a fixture this weekend, that's a sure thing. A little guinea or 10? I'm a banker. No one bats an eye if I borrow a little spending money for the weekend. I think everybody's batting an eye. I think you may have revealed rather more about your character than you bargained for, sir. This witness's scruples are not on trial here. Proceed to the next witness. Is that really how it's supposed to work? I remember seeing the knife, and I remember... Okay. Okay, he saw that too. You definitely saw that too? Blood on both hands? Yes, sir. I mean, I know what you're going to say. Only one of Mr. McGilded's gloves has any signs of blood on it. That's right. The thing is, as far as I remember, sir, when I looked down and saw Mr. McGilded sitting beside the other fellow, I don't believe he was wearing any gloves, sir. He wasn't wearing these gloves? That's correct, sir. And I saw the blood on both his bare hands quite clearly. It's true that the dark-colored stain on the dark leather gloves wouldn't have been easy to see. I should point out that the police officer who apprehended the accused on the night in question reported that there was no trace on Mr. McGilded's gloved hands. There wasn't blood on his hands? This is puzzling indeed. This must be significant somehow, I'm sure of it. Okay.
Hold it!
You didn't see anything? Oh, yes, sir, that is... No, sir, I didn't. Very sorry about what I said before, sir. Very sorry, yes. It was very wrong of me to make up stories and to say that I saw him stab the man. Oh, wouldn't you agree, sir? I know what you're insinuating, but I certainly wasn't making up stories. Still, to say you saw nothing isn't right either, is it? No, sir, I saw nothing at all. Mr. Beppo, you were driving your horses. At the very least, you must have enjoyed a good view of London streets. No, what? He seems way too cold to be enjoying the sights. Not the awkward silence. Oh, please. You didn't even see that? It was so cold that night, you see. It was all like it could do to keep from passing out, sir. I was just joking, but he really... Oh, this poor guy. Yes, my head was fairly frozen solid. Sorry to say, sir. It would seem prudent to to avoid travel on the last-minute omnibus service of London's cold winter nights. This poor guy. Beppo! Ah! He's in so much trouble later. Please don't fire him. I like Beppo.
Hold it!
And everything you saw of the incident was through the skylight on the roof of the omnibus? That's right. It was fiercely cold that night, but the glass wasn't frosted over. Oh yes, I remember I was shivering. It was so bitter. Which rather brings the question of why the pair of you were sitting on the roof deck in the first place. Well, I don't know about this young fellow, but I couldn't enter the cabin. Oh? Why not? It was locked from the inside. I tried knocking, but no one opened the door. It was locked? That's right. And it's a public bus service, for pity's sake. That's not what I call fair play. Yes, I had exactly the same experience. I tried knocking, but the gent inside just gestured at me to clear up. So I had no choice but to climb up to the roof deck and look down longingly into the warm cabin below. Well, I can assure you I wasn't just looking down, I was glaring long and hard. And that's precisely why I can tell you with absolute confidence that if there was anyone else at all in that cabin, I would have noticed. Unequivocal, I would say. I'm not sure about these two witnesses. Could they really have seen everything inside the cabin through the skylight? If I say they might not have been able to... Should I examine this again? Just to make sure, I'm gonna examine it again and see. You can certainly see inside the carriage through this opening, that's for sure. Yes, and there's a lamp in the enclosed cabin. I'm sure the witnesses would have been able to see quite clearly. It's not good for us. There's something I'm missing. I feel like saying they couldn't have seen, but like... I need to understand why. Hold on. If I check inside again. Go inside. Oh! Quite a large skylight, isn't it? Yes, quite large enough to afford a good view into the cabin from the roof deck. There doesn't appear to be a handle or catch of any description, so I suppose it can't be opened from inside the cabin at least. Yeah, we looked at the other stuff last time. Alright. I'm just gonna say they can't and see what happens. They might not have been able to. Let's see. Allow me to confirm one thing, Mr. Fairplay. You were riding this omnibus and witnessed the events in the cabin through the skylight in the floor of the upper deck, is that right? That's right, yes. In that case, there is a portion of the cabin interior that would have been out of sight from you. What? By golly, really? Obviously, at this stage we can't say for sure, but the possibility cannot be denied. Oh my gosh, that at the time of the incident there could have been another passenger in the enclosed cabin of the omnibus.
Objection!
Enough hypothetical Mandarin, my Nipponese friend. The prosecution demands that you substantiate your claims. After all, the scene of the crime is here, in the flesh. Very well, I will uphold the prosecution's demand. You identify the area on this cross-sectional plane of the omnibus. Where exactly in the omnibus are you suggesting that this potential extra passenger could have been situated? Uh-oh. Skylight here. Here. I'm trying to think. They're looking through there. Let's just try this and see. I might be wrong. Oh, there we go. Yay! Both rows of seats on the roof face in the direction of travel, whereas the seats in the enclosed cabin face each other, which means the visible part of the cabin, which passengers on the roof deck can see through the skylight, is as I've drawn here. Ah, that's right, my lord. As you can see, the seat opposite the one on which the victim and his attacker were sitting is obscured from view. In other words, if someone had been sitting on that seat, it's quite possible that these witnesses would have been completely unaware of it. Oh. Interesting.
Objection!
It's quite possible some phantom was sitting there. You Nipponese have a forbidding habit of obscuring the truth with ambiguity. I concur with the prosecution's rejoinder. In a British court of law, evidence is paramount. I cannot entertain this conjecture, counsel. That is, unless you're able to put a name to this mysterious passenger to whom you allude. Can you, Mr. Naruhodo? I honestly don't know. Who could it have been? Who could have been in the other seat, which was out of sight from the witnesses on the roof deck? What do we have here? No. Would it have been him? Nobody must have seen him because they were sitting together. Then who could it be? Out of sight. Can I say I have no idea? Because I honestly have no idea. Whatever. Let's just go with this. I understand, my lord. The defense would like to put forward a name. You are a fool. That response was a desperate attempt by a man who has no notion of his own limitations. Toast to hard lessons not yet learned. Oh no. Let us not delay, counsel. The defense is still to name the passenger in the other seat. This could be it. This could be the chance I've been waiting for to turn the trial in my favor. On that night, on the night of the murder, the person occupying the seat in the omnibus cabin that was obscured from view was... Hold on, I'm a bit confused. Okay. I really don't know. This is confusing. We're obviously not going to say him. He's the client. I mean, why not? Let's just try this guy. So-called logic read that conclusion matters not because your answer has made one thing abundantly clear. The real blind spot is inside your head, and it would appear to be unusually large. That's good. You could have just said that it's not right. Sinara, our task here is to find Mr. McGilded, and we are working on the assumption that he is innocent of this crime. Yes, of course. Why? That must mean, then, that there was someone else inside the omnibus with Mr. McGilded, the true culprit. That's right. Exactly what I've been... Oh, of course. So the two people sitting inside the cabin that went saw through the skylight that night, they were the victim and the real culprit. It does seem as though we've all been making a false assumption. So they weren't looking at Mr. McGilded at all. I mean, he has to have been sitting somewhere else. Oh, okay, I get it. That cleared things up, actually. I'm glad we did that. Okay. So it's Mr. McGilded that was there. Because they weren't looking at him, they were looking at the culprit. Okay, that makes more sense. I was thinking that, but I was like, hold on, I'm defending him. There we go. Passenger in the enclosed cabinet witnesses on the roof deck failed to see. Has to have been Mr. Magnus McGilded. Mr. McGilded? What are you talking about, counsel? That's the name of the defendant.
Objection!
Oh, okay. If I desecrate this chamber by smashing my hallowed chamber chalice, do forget the discourtesy. Lord Van Zeeks. People talk of those tiny island nations in the Far East as having a learning and culture of their own. But I see they use the terms ill-advisedly. What are you trying to say? Let me explain in terms that even a student of an artless backwater such as yourself might understand. Rude. When the bloody scene unfolded, the victim and his assailant were sitting side by side. Multiple witnesses have attested to that fact. It's the very premise on which this case is built.
Objection!
But that premise may be wrong. What? If the victim really was sitting beside Mr. McGilded, it creates an inconsistency that can't be reconciled in any way. Oh my gosh, I can't read. What inconsistency, counsel? The defendant's gloves, my lord. Both witnesses made the same testimony. They claimed that there was blood on both hands of the person sitting next to the victim.
Objection!
Yet we know the truth to be otherwise. Only one glove bears the gory remains.
Objection!
Point is, even in the face of this irrefutable evidence, both witnesses have maintained their stance. Yes, their testimony remains unchanged. Exactly. They both adamantly swear that they clearly remember seeing blood on both hands of the assailant. In short, their memory of events is correct, and their testimony reveals the truth. Uh-oh. It was somebody else sitting beside the victim that night, a third party we have yet to identify. And the victim's blood was on that passenger's hands, both of them.
Objection!
And who was this third party? Obviously, the true culprit. Yay! Extraordinary. Order! What exactly are you postulating?
Objection!
That defense's postulation is just that, nothing more than conjecture. The witnesses have clearly stated that they saw the accused.
Objection!
But when elaborating on his testimony, Mr. Fairplay said the two of them were wearing hats and I couldn't exactly make out their faces. Yes. The tops of their heads were obscured by the roof. I could see the rest of them, though. Yes, that's right. Both gents were most certainly hatted. Hatters do tend to notice such things, sir. And what particular styles of hat did the true gentleman sport, Mr. First? I'm afraid I don't remember. And you call yourself a hatter? Mad Hatter, more like. Haha. Style of hat makes no difference. There was no third passenger in that cabin. How can you be so sure? Because if there had been, the accused Mr. McGilded would undoubtedly have offered to depose that fact. Unless, that is, they are proposing an even more preposterous explanation. That the accused failed even to notice the presence of the true culprit in the very cabin in which he travelled. Ah! Is that so? He's right. If there is another person travelling in the enclosed cabin of the omnibus, it's inconceivable that Mr. McGilded would have been unaware of it. Well, maybe he's blind. Or dark. There is clearly a simple solution to this problem. Bring the accused, Mr. McGilded, to the stand. Well, what say you, counsel? Prosecution objects, my lord. On what grounds? As a suspect, he would have already made a full statement to the police. But what if there's some reason why he's unable to speak freely? Magnus McGilded is no uneducated ruffian. If it indeed turns out that the man has been withholding information, you can be sure it will have been a most deliberate act. Counsel for the defense, what is your opinion? My lord, should we ask Mr. McGilded to testify or not? Yes, we need his testimony. It's the only break we're getting so far. Yes, we need to hear what he has to say in order to find out the truth. No. Put your hand down. Class is not in session. The defense would like to call Mr. McGilded to the stand. In that case, I would like to hear the opinion of the jury. Yes, sir. I need a little time to consider this. If you ask me, I think we should hear what Mr. McGilded has to say. Get the man out here, I say. It would be utterly illogical not to hear his testimony. When something needs doing, get it done. That's how I run things at the guild. Hey, hearing what the patron of my favorite little park has to say? Oh yes, that would be lovely. Yes, the jury says the man must be heard. Very well, the court will hear the defendant's testimony. Bailiff, show the defendant to the stand at once. And we'll have to hear what he says next time. Oh boy, this is getting interesting. I wonder, could it really be that he didn't see third person? Or third person hide? Like, was he killed before? And then, I don't know. And it's really hard to guess at this point. We'll have to find out more. Alright guys, that's going to be it for this one. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys are having an amazing day, and I'll see you in the next one. See you later.